House guests, I know only some of you are here, but as you know, we are just a few short weeks away from crowning the winner of Big Brother. You all know what that means. It's double eviction time. By the end of the day, the game will go from the final 7 to the final 5, meaning 2 of you will be sent packing by the end of the night. Are you all ready?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Good. Nick, as the power of veto holder, I need you to stand in front of everyone and quickly reveal what you are going to do with the veto.
Very briefly, I choose not to use the power of veto.
Thank you, Nick. And with that, it is almost time for the vote and eviction. But first, it's time to reveal the twist in the second Pandora's box. As you know, last week someone earned a prize and you all earned a punishment when Matt returned to the game. But this week's box worked a little differently. Whoever opened it did get a prize, but the punishment affects only them and one other person. This week, the player who opened the box earned the right to nullify one house guest's eviction vote. That person has chosen to nullify the vote of Andy. I'm sorry, but you will not be allowed to vote tonight. And with that, it is now time for the vote and eviction. Jaden, since Noah is not here, you will be the only house guest allowed to give a speech to your fellow players that could potentially influence their vote. You have 30 seconds. Now's the time.
All right. Hi guys. It's fun to be back here for the third time. So yeah, like I said for the past 2 times, I respect all your decisions. It's been fun playing with you guys, and yeah, that's all I have to say.
All right, and with that, it is now time for the voting to begin. Neither nominee is allowed to vote. Matt, due to Andy's vote being nullified, you are not eligible to vote. One at a time, you will each enter the hallway and cast your vote to evict. Nick, you're up first tonight. Nick, please cast your vote to evict.
I vote to evict Noah.
Thank you. Juliana,
Hi.
please cast your vote to evict.
I vote to evict Jaden.
Thank you. Mr. Corbin, please cast your vote to evict.
I'm sorry, Noah, but I choose to evict you.
Thank you. House guests, the votes are in. When I reveal the vote, the evicted house guest will have just a few moments to say goodbye, gather his belongings, and walk out into the hallway. By a vote of 2 to 1, Noah, you are evicted from the Big Brother game. So with Noah gone, it is now time to reveal who has won the head of household for the double eviction. Are you all ready? This competition is called BB Bowling. Here's how it works. You must take your cups from your stack, one at a time, and spin them into the cups on the other end. Successfully doing so and knocking them off the table, all 10 of them will net you the HOH, so long as you have the fastest time out of everyone. So, due to Noah's eviction, his times and scores are no longer relevant. So, we are going to start off with Nick. Nick, for the BB Bowling Head of Household competition, you had a time of 31 seconds and 50 centiseconds. Andy, let's see how well you did. Andy, you earned a time of 1 minute, 23 seconds, and 88 centiseconds. I'm sorry, but that is not fast enough to beat Nick. Nick, you are still in the lead.
That was faster than next.
Juliana locked in with a time of 3 minutes, 20 seconds, and 79 centiseconds, which means, Nick, you are still in the lead.
If I did bad,
Mr. Corbin, it's time to see how well you did. 18 seconds and 83 centiseconds, which means, Jaden, it all comes down to this. You locked in with a time of 1 minute, 28 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
52 centiseconds, which means congratulations, Mr. Corbin. You are the new head of household.
All right.
And you have just a few moments to discuss amongst your fellow players who you are going to nominate.
am I being put up a fourth time?
I already know my choices, so you guys can say whatever you'd like, but you're not going to convince me to change my mind. I thought about this. I knew I had a good time, and I thought I might win this. And so I've been thinking about this. This is a tough decision. You're all good guys and girl. So what it comes down to is this. Julie won the first head of household. She didn't put me up. Nick won the second or third head of household, and he didn't put me up. Delmar came back into the house and won the most recent head of household, and he didn't put me up. And so by default, Jaden and Andy, I'm sorry,
Fourth time.
but I nominate both of you for eviction.
It's official, Jaden and Andy, you guys are the nominees for the moment, so I need you to take a seat in the nomination chair. You all ready for the veto time?
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Corbin, for the power of veto competition, you locked in with 4 matches. You are currently in the lead. Matt, let's see how many matches you earned. You have also earned 4 matches.
Good job.
All right.
Juliana locked in with 4 matches. Jaden, you locked in with 1 match. I'm sorry, but that is not enough to tie for first place at the moment. So you have been eliminated. Andy, you locked in with 4 matches.
All right.
You now have a 4-way tie for first place, which means, Nick, this could be the winning number, or you could be eliminated. Nick locked in with 3 matches, which means it's time to reveal the tiebreaker. The question was, in seconds, how long was the flipped power of veto competition from the official start to when Nick flipped all 10 of his pencils? I asked each of you individually before the show what you believed the time would be. Matt, you locked in with 35 seconds. You currently have the lead. Juliana locked in with 55 seconds, which is further away and far over the correct answer, which means she has been eliminated. Mr. Corbin, you locked in with a time or with an answer of 21.5, which is closer to the correct answer without going over, which means Matt has been eliminated. And it all comes down to this. Andy, you locked in with the answer of 23, and the correct answer to the tiebreaker question is 25, which means congratulations, Andy, you have won your 3rd power of veto.
Good job. Nicely done.
Alright, since I got that power of veto again, I'm gonna save myself again.
Andy, please take a seat. Mr. Corbin, since Andy has just vetoed one of your nominations, you must now name a replacement house guest for eviction.
Gentlemen, I don't have a lot of choices. Julie is an option. I don't believe Julie's a big threat at the moment now that her partner in crime, Noah, has been evicted. Delmar, no offense, but I don't see you as a threat. Nick, I think that you are probably the biggest threat in this game. I'm going to put you on the block for eviction.
Nick, it's official. Please take a seat.
It's my first time. My 4th time. I'm a
In
veteran.
just a few moments, we will begin the live eviction. But before we do, there seems to be a twist power in play. At this time, I would like the person who opened the first Pandora's box to stand up and reveal what that power is.
I have a confession to make. I opened the first Pandora's box.
So you brought Delmar back.
I did bring Delmar back, so you're welcome for that. And I got this red power of veto, which means I can save myself right now. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I only had 2 weeks to use it, and I'm choosing to use it now. So, also, I get to choose someone else to go on the block in my place. The only
Nick,
two
to
options.
clarify, like you said, you only have 2 options. Mr. Corbin as head of household cannot be nominated, and Andy as the veto holder, you cannot be nominated, which means your options are limited to Matt and Juliana. Please make your choice.
Unfortunately, I have to put Juliana up on the block.
It's official, Juliana, you have been nominated in Nick's place. That means it is now time for the voting to begin. As always, neither nominee is allowed to vote. Mr. Corbin, due to there only being 3 votes, you will not be eligible to vote. One at a time, you will each enter the hallway and cast your vote to evict. Matt, you're up first.
Okay. I vote to evict Jaden. Bye-bye.
Andy, please cast your vote to evict.
I'm evicting Jaden.
Thank you. Nick, please cast your vote to evict.
I vote to evict Juliana.
Thank you. Guests, the votes are in. When I reveal the vote, the evicted player will have just a few moments to say goodbye, gather his belongings, and walk out the front door. His or her belongings, rather. I forgot to announce that. And walk out the front door. By a vote of 2 to 1, Jaden, you are evicted from the Victoria game.
It was a good run, Jaden.
Very good.
Good try.
Oh, shake both your hands at the same time.
Nice to meet you.
Yep. Just walk up. Which door?
And then
Your
there were
head up.
5.
Keep your head up.
Did we start with only 8?
Yep.
Seems like we've evicted 1 billion people and there's still 5 of us.
Yeah.
It's because of you.
I know.
So the head of household competition between the final 5, technically the final 4 since Mr. Corbin can't compete, will be played tonight. Matt, you have already played this competition because you will not be here during 10th period. So we will have a substitute replicate the answers that you gave. Nick and Andy, I would suggest that you guys study up on your game history until then.
Alright, best of luck to you.
Yes, back to the lucky you too. Sorry.
You too.